This right here is Kia's affordable all-wheel drive crossover. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Kia's website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for AJ. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 27 around town, 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 147 horsepower and then 132 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now I've got those kind of divots on either side of the hood, gives it a unique look. The whole lighting design is pretty sharp, especially with that daytime running light, and that leads into the grille that's blacked out. There's also fog lights there at either corner, and overall I think this is good looking for a smaller size crossover. Tire and wheel setup is 215 by 55 by 17, completely blacked out wheels with this model. They have left the fender flares and the bodywork unpainted, but the elements up top are all painted, so that part looks a bit more premium. When it comes to key fob features, we've got remote start there on the back. We have our lock and unlock function opening for the hatch too, and yeah, this is Kia's kind of older key fob. Cargo cover built in from the factory, and again, this is a compact crossover, but it's got a decent amount of space in the back. And very importantly, we do have a spare tire underneath the loading floor. This hatch is full power, by the way, so just press that and that will lower it back down. Pretty sharp looking taillight design goes into the Kia logo. And that is going to cap things off for the exterior of this. Let's check out the interior. Blacked out trim up above, you got nice soft touch in the armrest area. And this does have fancier seats. They're perforated all down the center, all blacked out too. Now, I don't have a crazy amount of space, but pretty good for a smaller car. Vents for the rear passengers. We also have some USB ports on top of that. Headroom in the back, again, not massive, but I do fit pretty well. We do have keyless entry for up front, and let's pop in. More of that soft touch with the front door panel, and just nice trim around the handle itself. This does also come equipped with blind spot monitoring. Front and driver's seat's really nice with all the trim, again, perforated down the center. It also has the power adjustments and lumbar support on the side. Front passenger seat is manual with the adjustments. Start it up. Soft touch all around the steering wheel, of course, Kia logo front and center. On the right-hand side, you've got your practical controls for your cruise control, your lane centering, volume, voice command controls, and phone controls on the left side. I do like how Kia still gives you traditional stocks, easy to use. Digital gauge cluster in the center. You can press that pages button to scroll through the different menus so you can change the information. It does have a little animation when you pop it into sport mode, but other than that, it's pretty simple. Just a backup camera in reverse. I'd say the resolution with the camera is decent. Now, surprisingly, for being a blacked out screen, there's not a crazy amount of glare or anything like that. But yeah, the screen does respond very quickly. Everything is nicely labeled with this screen too. Below that, we've got our climate control, so just a single zone climate, but it does have automatic mode, and then we do have analog controls to the radio below that. This is our charging area with the USB ports and the phone charging pad. Still give you a real shifter, which is cool. Drive mode select is just that little dial, and then we've got some functions all around. Center diff lock to make it so the all-wheel drive is more equal with the torque split front to rear. Heated seat control, hill descent, parking sensor, and on the other side you just have the other heated seat and then the shortcut for the camera. Still give you regular parking brake, which is cool. And then we've got center console, kind of like a Wrangler almost with how it is shaped and everything. Nice trim on the top, same thing here with the dash. This is also equipped with a sunroof, just regular one. 2026 EX, 30,975. Let's see how this performs. Well, let us set off in the Seltos. I'll review the turbo version when I can, for those of you that want to see that. But we'll start off with the NA 4-cylinder. Now this package is kind of in the middle, and it's nice, and this makes me disappointed at other automakers because this is it's an affordable car, and you've got these nice seats. It's not real leather, who cares though? And it's like you look at other automakers and it's like they'll charge you an arm and a leg to have seats that aren't cloth. So you know, Mazda does the same thing where they offer more premium seats even in their more baseline cars. I hope this catches on to more automakers so that, you know, people just get more value for the money, because cars are so dang expensive nowadays. Yeah, when it comes to value, this thing's really good. Like I said, it's all-wheel drive, gets pretty good fuel economy, it's got pretty good space. not gonna, I mean, it's barely more expensive than a brand new, or sorry, used car. It's barely more expensive than a brand new Corolla or Civic. It always makes me wonder why they still even make Corollas and Civics and stuff, because, you know, they're nice cars, but everyone seems to want crossovers nowadays. Yeah, I mean, this is comfortable. Like, I think that something that impresses me massively about modern vehicles is how even economy cars are pretty luxurious nowadays. Like, I think that you need to go and, to be able to like fully understand this, you need to go and drive a car that's 20, 30 years old. There's definitely some benefits to some of those cars, but like just an economy car, and you see what I'm talking about, like some of them are just, they're not bad, but like the suspension comforts, the noise insulation, all of that, it's like doesn't compare to these newer ones. Steering, right? Again, like I said, there's some benefits to the old ones, but it's pretty impressive how nice these new cars are. And, you know, people complain about new car reliability, which I do think that new cars could definitely improve upon reliability. Like, that is definitely something that needs to happen. But what I'll say is, you know, everything, at least for the first few years, everything seems to function quite well on a lot of these new cars. Depending though, sometimes people just get unlucky, let me tell you. So in conclusion, the Seltos, this seems like it's got the right setup in terms of features. All-wheel drive, phone charging pad, heated seats. It's got seats that aren't cloth, so they're gonna be easier to clean. They're a little bit more comfortable too, because cloth trim, you just kind of have to stretch it out over tighter. And this doesn't have to be as tight. Yeah, this truly is a nice setup, and the price isn't bad. So if you have any worries about reliability, because I know people always mention that stuff, you also have Kia's big warranty, so you might have to use it, but at least you have it. Let me know what you guys think about the Seltos.